closed, and it probably wasn't a good reason to close it. It probably wasn't very good, and from the user's perspective, and they probably made a ton of money off that buffet as well. But the Wynn saw fit to close that down yesterday. In this video, we're going to talk about what that experience was, why you probably should have avoided it based on my numbers, and why they actually do close these buffets here in town. Because if we have a better understanding of why they're doing things, maybe we won't be so enraged as to why they're actually doing them. But is any buffet going to open up in Las Vegas in 2020? I'll give you that answer too, or at least the way I see it. If you guys have a chance, my name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, turn on all notifications. I'll be on the strip tonight. If you want to bump into me on camera for a minute, you guys can do that. Oh, I got my asthma going on, sorry about that. I'll be out there tonight, so make sure you turn those notifications on. And you guys can also support the channel by heading over to Patreon. You guys can also do the YouTube memberships if you want to. You get an exclusive live stream with me every month on both platforms. We also have the credits. I got to update those credits. You guys get different blog posts and stuff and photos that I don't do anywhere else. We also have VegasFaceMask.com. The only 2 masks you'll ever need. 2 for $25, made by my wife right here in Las Vegas. This is a very Vegas-y mask, but we have over 60 types. You can get all the different ones if you guys want to. And the commercial's over, and here we go. So the Wynn Buffet opened up shortly after the casinos opened back up, but they were actually one of the first ones, I believe, to close. So credit to the Wynn for closing. Why did the buffets close in Vegas? Why can't we go eat our unlimited foods? They say that eating the C19 virus is not going to hurt you. Well, that's a good point. No, the reason is because it's not about the virus being on food. It's about the virus being on plates, forks, knives, basically anything that can hurt you. So the governor didn't just shut down buffets. When Steve Sisolak shut things down, he shut down everything in Las Vegas. And he shut down all the cold and hot self-serve food items. So as it stands right now, you can't go to a Whole Foods marketplace and get your own food. It's impossible for you to do that. You can't go over to the gas station and get the little fixins for the cheap burgers that they sell there. You also can't go to the I think it was $65 when it reopened buffet at the Wynn without having them bring the food to you. So shortly after reopening, the Wynn was the first one brave enough to actually try to open the property. And they did the buffet property. They did try to open it up, but they said it's a new experience. From here on in, we're going to bring you the food. Don't worry, it's only more money and we're giving you far less. So that means the Wynn was probably actually turning some kind of a profit on every customer through there, ordering less food, giving you less, and charging you more. All adds up to the Wynn making some kind of a money on everything. It's kind of like those 000 roulette wheels, which we'll talk about on the channel later. It's kind of like how I don't think Resorts World might be opening when they think they're going to open up. I'm going to talk about that on the channel later, so make sure you subscribe there. Right now, the casinos are trying to profit as much as they possibly can and try to mitigate their losses. So the Wynn upping the price, lowering the food amount, and showing the world that they're brave enough to do a buffet, all adds up to them not having a buffet experience. They just had basically a plated experience where you could order a lot of menus off the item and eat as much as you could for 2 hours, and you had to make a reservation. A lot of Vegas people, bloggers, visitors, everybody flocked to this thing. They said it was great. Oh, it looks fantastic. My wife and I are connoisseurs of buffets. We've been to a whole bunch. We were going to actually go out there until I saw the video footage, and I said, that's not a buffet. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying that much money. It's $150 for 2 people. I don't care if you are a person of means. You shouldn't be paying that much for that kind of experience when you can go over to a nice restaurant like a Gordon Ramsay or, you know, a Spago and actually get a huge meal and get something masterfully prepared. That's my take. I'm curious to know your take. Would you guys, are you missing the Wynn buffet? Tell me in the comments below. Do you think it was worth $150 after tip and taxes were included in that buffet? Because that just intrigues me that people were willing to pay it. Everybody propped it up and said it was great. Maybe they were just looking at what they had in the past and trying to get some of that back. But the Wynn said that the customer feedback was really, really bad. Really, really bad. And they closed the buffet indefinitely. You know, recently we've had Caesars say that they're probably not going to be running their buffets right now. Well, they didn't say it, they just do it with their actions. We did a video on that last week where a little bird from Caesars told me that after 20 plus years experience at the property, he has not been called back yet. Now I'm hearing also that it's possible that they're going to put the buffet back in service at Caesars Palace all the way towards Thanksgiving. That's a possibility too. But we don't know until we actually have a definitive answer in our heads from the casinos, until they've launched something and they put it into the local media, and we won't know that either. Will it open up at Caesars Palace as a plated, you don't serve yourself type experience? That's tough to say. And where else can you even get a buffet in Las Vegas? Well, you can get a buffet at the South Point, you can get a buffet at Cosmopolitan. South Point's a little more traditional. You know, you bring a tray up to the area where you would serve yourself usually, and they fill it up for you. That might get you guys your buffet on while you're here in Las Vegas, unless they decide to close that one too. Of course, the South Point doesn't hold a candle to what they were doing at the Wynn and the Encore. The Wynn buffet was one of those premier things in town, and if they're closing and they made a profit on that, it means the guest experience must have been bad enough that they decided not to risk their public image with the, you know, you and me and everybody else and get bad reviews online, you know. And this is a major problem for Vegas right now. How do you juggle the pandemic? How do you make it so people are going to feel like they have some semblance of normalcy? I don't think that's going to happen for a long, long time. You see, until there's a virus vaccine, until there's a vaccine for this thing, people are not going to be protected enough. People are still going to get this thing. And you can make all sorts of arguments and you can be a denier of it, but even healthy people get very, very sick in some cases. And we have to prevent people from getting sick. It's just the way it is. At the end of the day, it's all about the health and the safety of the people. Our government is doing minimal amount of things to give you some kind of a Las Vegas experience. I give them that. I give them credit for that. But at the same time, at least the casinos are trying things, even though the things that they're trying don't always hit home and make people happy. Now, I have to get out of this video right now, but I will tell you something right now. This hill behind me is absolutely epic. This hill is super cool. We can climb up that hill someday on the channel when I'm in better shape. But at the same time, make sure that when you guys do come into Vegas, you guys make reservations for your tables. Make sure when you come into Vegas, you don't expect the same experience that you had. Make sure when you come into Vegas, you try to have a good time with what they can give you. Now, I'm at a private property right here, and I keep looking around like I'm gonna get busted or something, and I think the property manager just looked at me. But this is out on Blue Diamond Road if you're interested in that hill. Lots of things to do in Vegas. We're gonna cover all that in a future video. We're gonna talk about Resorts World and why I don't think they might be opening in the future when they say they are, about Wall Street funding, some things that I heard from my source, some things that are floating around online. And I'm interested to what you think about that Wynn buffet. Was it a good experience for you? Did you like it? Are you sad it's gone? Are you happy that they came to their senses already and stopped charging people $150 for two folks to go to a buffet where they sat down? Wasn't really a buffet because they served you the food. They gave you far less. But the Wynn probably made a pretty good profit on all that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. Support us through the Facebook group. Join there for free. You also have YouTube channel memberships. You also have VegasFaceMask.com, the Patreon, 2 for $25. I'll be on the strip tonight. I'll probably wear this one because it's very Vegas-y. And there you go. This is the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. So if you're ready, 3, 2, 1. I love you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Click.